A proposed law could put this body art on the books in the Sooner State, but some people are already getting inked underground. That's still ahead in tonight's in-depth report.
And that is the topic of tonight's Fox 23 Flash Poll question. Should tattooing be legalized in Oklahoma? Dial 388-5302 for yes or dial 388-5303 for no. We'll update the results a little later in the newscast. This is Fox 23 News at 9.
Plenty of people are on pins and needles tonight waiting to see if lawmakers will make tattooing legal here in Oklahoma. I'll take a look at both sides of the controversy coming up next.
And right now, Oklahoma is one of 2 states where it remains illegal. Now, Senator Frank Sherden of Henrietta has backed a bill to legalize and regulate tattoos. He says too many Oklahomans are getting the work done in unsanitary places. Fox 23 Chanel Jones is in depth tonight on why many say it's time to make it safe. Chanel?
Well, Darren, you can find body piercing shops like this one all over Green Country. Now, all of these legitimate businesses are regulated. When you come in, you know that all of these needles and devices are clean. But when it comes to tattooing, that's a different story. In fact, right here in Oklahoma, people have been arrested for doing it. It's enough of a threat to scare some people to cross state lines. Others, though, are staying put, arguing that their artwork isn't a crime.
Total detail with all the line work, shading, coloring. It's about $2,000 worth so far.
To some, this may look like, well, a lot of pain, but to others, it's a work of art. Jason Edwards has been piercing customers in this shop for about a year. He says he doesn't get it. People in the Sooner State can pierce what they want, but these permanent designs are against the law.
I'm really not sure what the deal on that is, because they allow micropigmentation, which is permanent makeup, and it's done with a tattoo machine. And same inks and everything, it's just not a design.
But that doesn't mean you can't get one around town, if you know where to go.
There's been people tattooing in Oklahoma for years, and it's never going to stop.
To protect his identity, we're not showing this man's face, but he, like nearly 200 other Tolsons, has the machine, the spray, and the ink in the back room of his home. He says he wouldn't have to do this if tattooing was legal and regulated by the state.
If you go to the dentist, you know that you're going to get clean work because it's regulated. That's what tattooing needs to be done, so that people know that they're getting quality work.
He says critics always stress that tattooing can be a health hazard, but ironically, he makes the same argument.
You can go to the wrong person and end up contracting any of the hepatitis viruses. You can end up with massive scar tissue. You can end up with blood poisoning if they don't use the proper inks.
In all, tattoo artists have lost their battle in the state legislature before. He says they'll continue to fight it any way they know how. And if they lose again this time around, you can bet your money that doesn't mean these underground shops will disappear.
Now, there is also a lot of money in the tattooing business. Customers are paying $1,000 in neighboring states like Missouri and Arkansas. Collectively, they tell me these shops are making up to $15,000 a day off of Oklahomans. For now, though, people can come to shops like this one and use all the needles they want without the ink. Reporting live in Broken Arrow, Chanel Jones, Fox 23 News.
Several shops have teamed up in a website listing all the reasons why they believe tattooing should be legalized. For more information and for more details on the bill, go to our website at fox23.com.
Remember, there is still time to vote. You're watching Fox 23 News at 9.
There was a tattoo rally today for people in favor of legalizing tattoos. This group wants you to call your elected officials and voice your opinion. The group says even though tattooing is illegal, it's still being done and in unsafe conditions. They say if legalized, tattooing would be much safer.
Tattooing is going on right now in the state, but it's just not done in a very clean way. It's unregulated, so there's no rules to follow.
Oklahoma is one of only 2 states where tattooing is illegal. The legislature won't vote on a bill to ban gay marriage.
At least not this session.
As for Kim Soltis, she hopes the measures pass. But if they don't, she plans to open up shop anyway.
Well, we're going to be off and running anyway once our doors are open, but it would really be wonderful if Oklahoma would regulate it so that we can have clean, sterile environments for the citizens to make basically informed choices about tattoos.
The House bill under consideration also prevents anyone under the age of 14 from getting body piercing, but that does not include ear piercing.
Tulsa Fire and
bills filed for the upcoming legislative session would legalize tattooing in Oklahoma. Right now, this is the only state in the country which bans it. Kim Soltis is renovating an old Get-and-Go store and turning it into a tattoo and piercing business. She's hopeful the legislature will make it all legal, but she says she'll open even if it doesn't.
We're hoping to really upgrade the idea of body piercing and tattooing, bring it up from the standards and stereotypes that it tends to go with, bring it more modern.
Now, both measures before the legislature would legalize tattooing for anyone over 18. One would require tattoo artists to be licensed by the state health department.
Oklahoma Democrats will...
This is a very, very old art form. It's over 5,000 years old, and so we really need to bring this up to modern standards so that everybody can have the choice.
The bill also calls for tattoo artists to be regulated by the state health department. A similar measure is in the Senate. Senate Bill 806 also specifies that tattoos would be illegal for anyone under 18. That story is the subject of tonight's Fox 23 Flash Poll. Do you think it should be legal for children under the age of 18 to get tattoos with parental consent? Call 388-5302 for yes or 03 for no. Patchy fog tonight. Tattoos. A state representative wants to allow tattoos for people 18 and older. The law would also require the health department to regulate tattoo shops. A Broken Arrow couple told Fox 23 they are more than willing to let the health department regulate their business.
And that is something that we are huge, huge supporters of. I know there are a lot of tattoo artists locally that want to see this happen, mainly just for the cleanliness and sterility of Oklahomans.
If approved, the law would also prevent children from getting illegal tattoos. More tribes want in on the money.
That's exactly right. Now, some will tell you there's already a loophole in the current tattoo ban because of the word permanent. Well, tattoos can be removed, but the owners of this Broken Arrow business hope lawmakers remove the ban on tattooing. Just Another Hole is moving its body piercing business and is building a room strictly for tattooing. Now, the owners say on March 1st they'll be up and running, and they believe the loophole allows for tattooing, but regulation would make it a lot safer.
I think that would be a big step forward for the state to see the higher standards here in Oklahoma and have it legalized, have it regulated, healthy choices for citizens.
Now, the state health commissioner supports an attempt to legalize tattooing from a safety and health perspective. Now, he says Oklahoma has seen a huge jump in hepatitis C cases. 34% of those reported to the state health department have a history of having tattoos. Reporting live, Nicole Bergen, News Channel 8.
Nicole, thank you. Oklahoma.
Possible changes. And we're following a developing story. A gunman.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Yvonne Harris.
And I'm Jerry Giordano. There is an effort to bring this underground industry out into the open. New tonight, News Channel 8's Nicole Bergen discovered one couple has big plans for this possible change.
Get and Go got up and went. Now a new business is moving in.
Moving, adding, upgrading, hiring more employees.
Kim Soltis says this is literally art in progress, turning a former convenience store into a body piercing and tattoo shop.
It's just a big growing business that really needs to have the legislation on its side.
Tattooing is still illegal in Oklahoma, but it's been challenged by people like Brandon Mole.
I've already went to court and had people in court basically take less than 2 seconds to dismiss charges.
Because the law says permanent ink and tattoos can be removed.
So I chose to have this tattoo to be removed off of me for the court case. That's after 2 sessions of being treated with laser. And it was this dark, and now it's that light.
But an effort to legalize and regulate tattooing has the support of the state's health commissioner.
Whether I like it or don't like it, it's happening. And I would feel much better to think that it's happening in a safe environment.
Obviously, Soltis business would thrive even more with the law changed. Doors open for business on March 1st, and regardless what happens in the state legislature, this room is set up for tattoos, and it will be operating.
If we don't have their support and a positive vote for Oklahomans to have it regulated, then we are going to continue tattooing, yes. We just want them to make it health regulated.
And word could come sometime this week. In Tulsa, Nicole Bergen, News Channel 8.
And Oklahoma's Department of Health does a way to keep people safe. Hepatitis C can be passed using dirty needles. 7,000 new cases have been reported since 2000. That's about a 78% jump. 34% of those involved do have a history of
are one step closer.
Time prohibition in Oklahoma to go away.
That's right, and tonight they are one step closer to this happening. Today, a House subcommittee says yes to regulating tattooing. If the bill becomes a law, tattoo parlors and artists would be required to be licensed by the state health department. Fox 23's Carrie Netherton explains why tattoo artists want this bill passed.
Shara, artists say the Oklahoma law that bans tattooing is outdated, and regulating the practice will make it safer for Oklahomans. Workers put the finishing touches on a new body art store called Just Another Hole. The store will provide tattooing.
It's our right to do this, and it's also the right of Oklahoma citizens to get the art that they want on their body.
That's why owner Kim Soltis says the store will tattoo regardless of whether legislators decide to regulate the practice. Soltis says Oklahomans have the wrong idea about the legality of tattooing. She says it's illegal to put permanent ink on someone's skin.
With modern technology, they're being able to be removed. I know there are some creams and stuff that can make them lighter.
Artist Brandon Mole has been arrested for tattooing before. The case was quickly dismissed. He says tattooing won't stop in the state.
It's keeping tattooing in the garages where people can be using dirty needles and things like that. That's not a high standard by any means. We want to bring it up to a high standard so it's regulated, and the public is aware of that.
It's a very small space to work with.
Dennis Tucker has been tattooing in Tulsa for the past few years. He also wants the state health department to regulate the practice.
I think it's the best idea because the lack of regulation is what is causing the problems.
Tucker has fixed many people's flawed tattoos and has also been in trouble for tattooing. But he says regulating the practice could change all that.
Once it's passed, then the law will be recognized, and what I do will be recognized as a legal practice.
For former paramedic Kim Soltis, she says passing the legislation will make Oklahomans who come into her store feel more at ease too.
The citizens of Oklahoma can feel safe and not be misled by the fact that they think it's an illegal practice.
The bill also bans anyone under the age of 18 to get a tattoo. Anyone under 14 years old can't get a body piercing. Back to you.
Thank you, Carrie. And here is some more information. The State Health Commission also supports the bill. Now, the legislation will be debated on the House floor. In June of 2004, South Carolina's governor signed a bill making tattooing legal in that state, and this means Oklahoma is now the only state that does not regulate tattoos.
Yet legal in Oklahoma, but this Broken Arrow shop open for business today. We'll tell you why they're not waiting for the law.
Legal here in Oklahoma than ever before. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Mark Bradshaw.
And I'm Terry Bowers. Legislation to allow tattooing has passed another hurdle at the Capitol, but there is no ink on the dotted line to make it the law yet. That is not stopping one Broken Arrow business from putting ink on customers.
That felt really good.
Just Another Hole Body Art Studio is now officially open. But this is not just another business. The body piercing and tattoo shop is not waiting on a bill to pass that would make tattooing legal.
The law changes, it will not affect us either way. The legislation passes, it will not affect our choice either way. We will continue to tattoo in the state of Oklahoma.
But Soltis isn't worried about police coming in. She's already been to court and won.
Due to the evidence that we had that tattoos are removable, they deemed it no longer prosecutable.
I'm setting up a sterile environment.
Tattoo artist Brandon Mole says the issue now is health and safety for customers.
As opposed to going to somebody's garage and getting a tattoo and stuff on a concrete floor with oil stains, you can come to clean environments and get a tattoo the proper way.
Bridget Replogle is getting her 5th tattoo. She got her first in Arkansas, but has felt safer on this side of the border.
The people that did it were more sterile than the shop I went to in Arkansas.
And that is the goal of lawmakers behind the tattoo bill, making sure getting a tattoo is safe and sterile, because it's clear business is booming with or without the law.
The bill to make tattooing legal in Oklahoma has made it out of committee. There's no date yet, though.
Running. It's not legal, but the owners aren't worried about getting shut down.
Merchants in Broken Arrow are more. And a proposal in one state legal here in Oklahoma isn't law yet, but that's not stopping a Broken Arrow business from breaking out the ink. Just Another Hole Body Art Studio officially opened its doors today, offering body piercing and tattoos. The owner's not worried about the law. She says it's outdated because it specifies permanent markings. And thanks to laser removal, tattoos are no longer permanent. Studio supports the pending legislation, though, to ensure safe, sterile environments for tattoo artists and customers. Prosecutors are dismissing charges against a Roger.
And I'm Frank Mitchell.
Legal here in Oklahoma is closer to being passed than ever before. But this business is not waiting. Just Another Whole Body Art Studio opened its doors to customers today, offering a body piercing and tattoos. The owner isn't worried about getting in trouble because the current law bans permanent markings and tattoos are now removable. She also believes the law will be changed.
I'm confident in the legislators that they will make the right choice for Oklahomans, that they will choose for a healthy, safe, clean environment for people in Oklahoma to get tattoos.
The next step for the bill to allow and regulate tattooing is discussion on the floor of the legislature. A date has not yet been set.
Breaking news.
We now have strong testimony against soon. You may be able to get inked right here in Oklahoma. Tattooing is one step closer to becoming legal.
News at 5:30.
Legally in Oklahoma, some places already offer tattooing, but a bill approved by the Senate would put the state health department in charge of licensing and regulating tattoo parlors. Tattoo artists say it's time they made their mark.
I would like to see the legislation passed for the health of the Oklahoma citizens and the safety of them, and that they can feel that they have like a healthy choice when they go out there to get a tattoo.
The tattoo bill heads next to the House. A whale of a tale tonight from the coast of...
Senate approved a bill to put the state health department in charge of licensing and regulating tattoo parlors. Well, right now, Oklahoma is the only state in the United States that does not allow tattooing. The bill must still be approved by the House of Representatives and signed by the governor. And this is tonight's Fox 23 Flash Poll question. Do you support the legalization of tattooing? Dial 388-5302 for yes or 388-5303 for no. We'll update the results a little bit later on in the newscast.
This NASCAR Minute is brought to you by Harlan Ford Lincoln Mercury.
If you've been looking for a pre-owned luxury car,
and I want to let you know about it. If you go to the OE
or one of public safety. I'm Kathy Tatum. I'll have the story.
Good evening, I'm Dick Pryor.
And I'm Jerry Bonds. Thanks for joining us in the union to ban tattooing. Tattoo parlor owners and artists say the time has come to set aside moral questions for the sake of safety. OETA's Kathy Tatum has more.
Old school tattoo.
Tattoos are a cultural phenomena. People of every age sport them, according to Brandon Mull. He's been a tattoo artist in Oklahoma for 10 years.
I've tattooed on lawyers, doctors, firemen.
Today, he's doing a butterfly on Carrie Greider's back. She drove to Broken Arrow from Eufaula to have her tattoo done because Brandon uses sterile technique when he tattoos.
There are 401 diseases that can be transmitted through a tattoo needle if done improperly,
including hepatitis C. So to curb the use of dirty needles, Senator Frank Sherden has proposed a bill to legalize tattooing in Oklahoma and have it regulated by the state health department. For 8 years, Brandon has lobbied the legislature to pass a law regulating tattoo artists and tattoo parlors. This week, the state Senate passed Sherden's bill empowering the state health department to license tattoo parlors and charge fees to inspect them. Kim Soltis owns Just Another Hole, a brand new tattoo and body piercing parlor in Broken Arrow.
We want to have it regulated. We'd like to have a clean, healthy environment for Oklahoma citizens to come in and get some body art.
In the past, bills to legalize tattooing have been killed by lawmakers morally opposed to tattoos.
You know, I think that we shouldn't allow the morals of other people to dictate what we do to our own bodies.
In a press release, Senator Sherden agrees, saying this bill isn't about whether or not you approve of tattoos. It's about regulating a business to prevent the spread of diseases like hepatitis C through dirty needles.
The tattooing bill now goes to the House for consideration. In Broken Arrow for the Oklahoma News Report, I'm Kathy Tatum.
After 14 years of studying data and test scores of Oklahoma schools,
a new sense of confidence has come to the full-size sedan. Introducing
the Ford 500. It combines the control of front wheel or available
and drumming up plenty of business. The Tulsa County District Attorney just issued a misdemeanor arrest warrant for a Broken Arrow tattoo artist. He faces a possible $500 fine and 90 days in jail if he's convicted. Clem Laurel was arrested for tattooing more than 20 years ago. Since then, he's been lobbying to get the law changed.
The law is so outdated that it's not really prosecutable right now. Tattoos can be removed. The way it states in the laws, anything that can't be removed, you just can't do it. I mean, they can take these off a laser now, and you won't ever tell they're even there. So they need to amend the law or do something, but they're going to have to get it going because it's not going to stop, you know.
Opponents of the body art bill say tattooing can spread disease. Health officials, though, say regulation would actually curb the spread of bloodborne illnesses like hepatitis. That's Check in the Morning News. Let's check the morning traffic.
Targeted to help troubled juveniles.
An audit report says the state may Oklahoma school districts rate the tattoo industry. The state Senate passed the measure, but it's being blocked in the House. Representative Al Lindley is starting a petition drive to get the bill heard in committee.
I need 13 signatures. I already have 10. They're all Democrats. And so now I'm going to go ask my Republican colleagues to sign off on it. Once I get 13, I'll stop. If I don't, then of course, there won't be a tattoo bill.
According to House rules, the committee chairman must allow the tattoo bill to be heard if the petition has the required signatures. A Broken Arrow tattoo artist has lobbied for years to legalize his craft in Oklahoma. Tonight, OETA's Kathy Tatum talks with Brandon Mull about Representative Lindley's efforts to revive his tattoo legalization bill.
Brandon Mull is a tattoo artist in Broken Arrow. He's done tattoos for a decade now. And he vigorously urges fellow artists to use sterile technique to prevent the spread of diseases like hepatitis. Since 1997, Mull has also lobbied state lawmakers to legalize and regulate his industry.
You know, I want to see it regulated, and I want to see the health department get involved, which they're already in full support of it now, and so is the medical association, so it just needs to be passed. Simple as that.
Mull applauds Representative Lindley's efforts to force a committee hearing on his tattoo regulation bill.
You know, he's like the Energizer Bunny. If they throw something in front of him, he tries to find a way around it, and that's really cool because we need someone like him to help us with the bill.
Mull says year after year, he watches the state Senate easily endorse measures to legalize tattooing. Then, year after year, the bill fails to get a full hearing in the House. In Broken Arrow for the Oklahoma News Report, I'm Kathy Tatum.
A convicted killer who is also accused of molesting
both artists from across the state and across the country are here to showcase their talents and bring awareness to their craft. News Channel 8's Sharon Phillips found out that most tattoo parlor owners actually want the state to regulate their business.
The art of tattooing, for some it's an expression of creativity. For others, it's a way to symbolize something meaningful. And still other people see it as a way to graffiti your body with permanent ink. The local tattoo community decided to showcase what they do best and also make a plea for the state to regulate their profession.
Right now, we are tattooing openly and we're advertising openly for tattoos, but what we would like to see is that the health department get into tattooing and regulate it.
For people like Kim Soltis, she's tired of being questioned about her profession. She says it's high time the state take action and rule it legal.
We want it to be healthy. We want others to come in and see that we're health regulated and feel comfortable and get a healthy, safe choice in a tattoo.
Grant Strickland has 4 tattoos already, but only one of them was done in Oklahoma. And he says if the state makes some changes, it will be better for everyone.
You don't have people trying to do it in their basement, spreading, disease or anything else. It's a really sterile environment. They've got everything in an autoclave. They've used brand new needles. And it's just, it brings some money here.
Now on Monday, Kim and several others will head to the state capitol to try and get lawmakers to start regulating tattoo parlors in Oklahoma. In Tulsa, Sharon Phillips, News Channel 8.
The organizers are expecting more than 1,000 people at the event. The convention is being held at the Hive, located in downtown, and runs until 9 o'clock on Sunday. Tattooing isn't a high priority. A tattoo festival was held in downtown Tulsa this weekend, but DA Tim Harris says it's up to the Tulsa Police Department to make arrests for the misdemeanor. Oklahoma is the only state in the nation that has banned tattooing.
The Tulsa School Board will also take up a controversial issue tomorrow.
House today. If the Senate approves House amendments, the bill would go to Governor Brad Henry for his signature. Currently, tattooing is illegal in Oklahoma, but is widely practiced in the state following court rulings that effectively have made the state's ban ineffective. Now, tattooing may become legal in Oklahoma depending on what the House finally does and the Senate if they approve.
Citizens of Oklahoma are going to feel comfortable with a healthy choice, with a place that they can go in and know that the health regulations are in place and that they're governed by the health department, and they'll just be able to have their body decorated.
I think the groundswell about it, the health department, the CDC, all the medical community is come out in favor of this, and I think that probably even the House leadership wants this to go away.
Oklahoma banned tattooing in 1963. The House also amended the bill to forbid anyone under 18 from getting a tattoo in the state, to require parental consent, and to be present for anyone under 18 to get a body piercing. Tattoo artists and parlors would be licensed by the state, regulated and inspected by the state health department. House lawmakers approved a bill that allows open season.
Governor Brad Henry is pushing lawmakers to approve.
Becoming legal here in Oklahoma. I'm David Crow. The story coming up.
Good evening. I'm Dick Pryor.
And I'm Jerry Bonds. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Severe weather is a step closer to becoming legal in Oklahoma.
Today, the state Senate gave final approval to a bill that regulates tattoo parlors. But as OETA's David Crow reports, some in the tattoo business say the move is long overdue.
Stop, we gotta do this again.
Scott White is no stranger to tattoos. His right bicep includes several. And when it comes to the pain, he admits it hurts.
It feels maybe like if you ever got a cat scratch or something, it doesn't feel like you're actually getting poked or anything like that. But yeah, when it's done, it just feels like a sunburn, really.
What you're seeing done is technically illegal under Oklahoma law. But in Tulsa County, tattoo artists and shops are not prosecuted.
What time are you guys there in the store tonight?
So, the practice continues unregulated at places like Just Another Hole in Broken Arrow. Brandon Mole is a tattoo artist who believes his profession should be legal.
It's not just criminals and thugs and outlaw bikers and things like that have tattoos. There's high-class citizens that have full body suits now. They just choose to hide them.
Mole was once arrested for giving tattoos in Tulsa, but the case was thrown out. He says people who are against what he does are operating under a misconception.
If they sit down and talk to somebody that was educated on the history of tattooing and the types of impact that tattooing has had on the cultures around the world, then they might understand.
Mole supports Senate Bill 806, which, if signed by the governor, would allow tattooing and regulate shops like his. He says it's not only about a person's right to choose, but the health risk involved in putting ink to skin.
The shops that are open will have to do things by procedure. If they're not open, and following health department regulations, then they can be shut down, which is what we actually need.
And safety is one reason why White chose Mole to work on his arm.
You get a reputation for being good, but also being, clean, the way that you handle yourself. I mean, he's professional at what he does.
White will be in the chair for 3 hours. That's how long it takes before adjustments to his tattoo are complete.
People should just be able to make their own decision. If you don't want a tattoo, then just don't get one. Nobody's forcing you to do it.
Now that the legislation has passed the Senate, it goes on to Governor Henry, who has yet to indicate whether or not he'll sign it. For the Oklahoma News Report, I'm David Crow.
A former state representative turned political consultant is being sued.
Signed a bill breaking a decades-old taboo. As of this evening, tattooing is now legal in the Sooner State. Oklahoma was the only state in the nation where the practice was outlawed. It's legal now for anyone except those under the age of 18. Lawmakers hope the law will reduce the chance of HIV and hepatitis infections.
Do you pay a lot for your prescription medicine? Well, our 8 on Your Side team has found a simple way that might save you some money. Tonight at 10, we are crunching the numbers at the pharmacy.